Eminem's been sheltered his whole life with security. So Eminem probably got mad anxiety. He probably can't even be by himself and walk through a mall. Of course, I'm sure he would get mobbed, but just feeling safe. Like his whole life, he's been sheltered. You know what I'm saying? You can catch me at the most craziest gas station in any hood in America. He'd be like, that you, Zeno?
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just a real life street Starz. You know what time it is.
I feel like we allow a lot of people to come in our culture and just kind of like maybe Eminem.
Eminem earned his way, man. Eminem,
you think so?
Eminem raps good, man. He has a whole state, Michigan, that support him. We don't even have to say Detroit because Detroit, people kind of get it twisted with Detroit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people in Detroit don't even listen to Eminem because it's a black city. But Michigan is so huge, there's way more than Detroit. So, you know, he earned his way. Beastie Boys earned their way. If you nice with it, you nice with it. He nice with it. I wouldn't say that he didn't earn his way, but he's still, he's a rapper.
Right.
Hip hop is our culture. It
Right.
came to be our culture. It took on a different type of meaning with black people. He's not a part of that part of it.
That's what because a lot of things that often get me is people will say he's like #1 in hip hop or he's the best. And
Well, that's up to them to feel that way.
Right.
Everybody, what makes us individuals from 8 billion people on this earth is our, and it's good to respect it. I respect anybody that likes him. That's, you know what I'm saying? I don't allow, his fans have a hard time respecting anybody who don't like him. That's the problem, because in there it's like, oh, because he's white. No, you might not just like his music. There's a lot of black people music I don't like. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. There's a lot of black people music I do like. I like white people music too.
Right.
So,
If you could go back in time, is there anything you would have changed with the Eminem beef or anything like that?
nah, man, I don't go back in time, man. I just don't. I swear to God, I don't, man. Like,
Do you get tired of talking about this? Like,
no, well, yeah, well, the Eminem thing is I'm attached to it. It's normal. Yeah.
right.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm not one to like regret or, because I just feel like it's such a different time now. Like if you probably asked me that maybe if it was 5 years old, but this is like 20 something years old. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of things that of course everybody would want to change, but I don't think about it because I'm here healthy. So.
Now, it seemed at one point that the source was kind of geared toward destroying Eminem. Like I can remember a picture that
When I was beefing with him.
Yeah. Like you had a picture where you was eating M&Ms.
I had snatched him out the spine with his head like this.
Yeah. So, like, do you think that was maybe a little bit much to use that platform?
No, man. Y'all just said earlier, right? When you went out with JT and Young Miami, that they can come and do whatever they want.
Nah, for sure.
All right, well, why? You know why? Because it's y'all's to do what you want with it.
Right.
See, I didn't want the source to get up involved with it, but it was my magazine, and he had Interscope, so he had a big platform. I had to use my platform. It turned bigger than just me battling him or me going against him. It's like, oh, now this is bigger than that now. So I have to use, you know, all my ammunition. I have to use everything. Like, why would you go in a war with a bat when you got 5 tanks right there?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna bring everything you got.
Yeah.
So, you know, Source got into it, and it's history. When you look back, it's always gonna be history.
Yeah, do people realize that you beat a case against Interscope when you used that Eminem
case.
Another federal case when you used Eminem's racist slur?
They had to pay our lawyers.
Yeah, did that start the fair use act?
No, but it's gonna be something that people could use. You know, lawyers go back and they use different cases, you know, as the model for their case. But it was a situation where we was a magazine and we had the fair right to use this, to put it in our magazine for people to see it.
And for those who don't know who we're talking about the Eminem
racist tapes.
Yes.
And we couldn't put the whole tape in it. The tape was like an hour. So the judge said, okay, I'll let you do it, but you can only do 30 seconds. So we put 30 seconds of all the curses and racist words and shrunk rap about 2,000 copies and put it out.
Why do you think black people didn't, they didn't cancel Eminem behind this. They were offended for a little second, but they got past it. Why do you think?
The internet wasn't out. The internet wasn't out.
Yeah,
internet wasn't.
it was not like
And
now.
at that point, Interscope was so big and so influential with Dre, Snoop, 50. One thing I do notice, man, you make good music, man, it don't matter what you do.
R. Kelly.
For some reason, you make some good ass music, boy. You could be and do whatever you want out this bitch.
There's a clip of like you crying about the beef.
I was drunk.
Okay.
Drunk.
Yeah.
I was drunk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, drunk as a. I want to get drunk. You know, me and Nori, that's one of my closest friends. And I've done about 4 interviews. I said, this time I'm gonna get drunk this time.
Right.
Because I want to open up. I got too drunk.
Right.
There's a stage of drunk where it's like, okay, I'm talking good. Then towards a little more, my mouth is getting numb. I could barely move it. I don't think I can. Then a little more, I'm starting to kind of get bracket dizzy. Now it's like I'm getting emotional. And then after it was over, I passed out. My girl drove me to the hotel. So like, you know, you want to hear some crazy shit about that interview?
Yeah.
I never went back and watched it. Ain't that crazy?
Right.
I never went back. I seen clips,
Right.
but I never went back and watched the whole interview. There's still a lot of Love and Hip Hop of the 3rd season episodes I don't watch. I don't know. I don't be watching shit, but I know that it was a real moment, and what I said was from the heart, you know.
Right.
Because alcohol make it come out.
Oh yeah.
And I do know that part where it was probably 20 years of frustration
Right.
of people coming at me, pages getting deleted, me going at people, y'all kept your money. Like that's after a while, man. I should have, 20 years of this
It's a long time.
of that shit. So, and like 15 pages later, Instagram pages later, like, you know what I mean? I probably just a little frustration came out. I'm human. You know what I'm saying? But I was, you see how I was tipping that shit? You see how I was.
Right. Did this beef ever get real? Like, was it?
It wasn't really a beef, man. Beef is, people get killed.
Yeah, so it never went.
This was a moment, man, in hip hop history. You know what I'm proud of the most?
What's that?
When me and Eminem's dead, you're not gonna be able to say his name without mentioning Benzino.
That's a fact. That's a big fact.
That's how I knew about you.
Yeah, it opened your whole.
You're not gonna be able to say. You're not gonna be able to say his name without mentioning me, and his people know that. So. Not that really makes a big thing to me, because I got my own name. Like Benzino's, people have named dogs, cats, frogs, turtles, hamsters, all Benzino. Yeah, like there's only one Benzino now. There are people, babies being named Benzino. Like Benzino's a real name now.
Yeah.
Trev named me Benzino, Free Big Trev in Boston.
Now I ain't gonna lie, on Rap Elvis, that was the one I felt like you got him. I felt like you was on his ass on that Rap Elvis, bro.
It was just a good time and period. Like I was with the right group of guys. We came up with it. The beat was dope. You know what I'm saying? And like it was long as hell. You know what I'm saying? Long ass track. I like Votorious because that beat was so gangster and that was just so dope. The first one I did. But yeah, I got his ass back. I'm sure he knows that too.
Right.
You know. And who knew that it would end like that? Because I thought it was over. When he came back with that song saying something about me and Coy, he just opened the door. So I said, wait a minute, hold up. Now this is the time where I was like, oh, viral? Okay. Did the 2 songs, went right to Mom's Spaghetti, stayed out there for about a week. And it was just like, it went crazy. It was up for that whole few weeks with that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? It was pretty dope. It's hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I respect Eminem, who he is as an artist. At some point, we got to move on. He's dope. I can name a million other black guys that are dope.
Right.
You know what I mean? At some point, it's like, yeah, man, like, but I understand it. He's white. He's white doing something in a predominantly black. I mean, but Cooper, do people feel this way about Cooper Cup? Damn. They ain't even gonna be talking about Cooper Cup 10 years from
There's just one song he said, basically he was talking, he was like, there was no gangsters in Boston or something like that. How did everybody feel about that?
Nobody paid attention to that.
Right.
Eminem did not grow up gangster, and Eminem knows that. Eminem, and you gotta look at Eminem's life. Eminem's been sheltered his whole life with security. So Eminem probably got mad anxiety, he probably can't even be by himself and walk through a mall. Of course, I'm sure he would get mobbed, but just feeling safe. Like his whole life, he's been sheltered. You know what I'm saying? You can catch me at the most craziest gas station in any hood in America. He'd be like, "That you, Zeno?" And I'm like, "Yo, get some swish downs. What's up, buddy? Yo, let me get that picture." Yeah. We're different.
There's a gas station. You made me think of a gas station out here. I won't even pull up to that bitch.
And I'll be right, and you'll see me right at that motherfucker get some swishes and a vitamin water, real talk. And it's like, and somebody will want to take a picture or somebody, and I'm proud to say that. I'm proud of that, yeah.
Shout out Reallyfe Street Starz, nigga. Move. Hey.